People often tell me I don't have talent for English. And every time I hear that, I want to stop them right there. English is not a talent. It is not something you are born with or without. It is not a gift given to a few lucky people. English is a skill. And every skill in this world is built through training. Think about it honestly. When a child learns to walk, do they walk perfectly on the first day? No. They fall again and again. But no one tells the child, you don't have talent for walking. We understand that walking needs practice. English is exactly the same. The only difference is that when we grow up, we become afraid of falling. We become afraid of being laughed at. And that fear stops our training. Your tongue is a muscle, just like your legs, just like your hands. If you don't use a muscle, it becomes weak. If you use it daily, it becomes strong. Many people understand grammar in their mind, but their tongue refuses to move. Why? Because the tongue has never been trained. You have kept it silent for years. And now you are angry that it doesn't obey you in one day. That is not fair. Training does not mean studying big books or memorizing difficult words. Training means small, consistent action. 10 minutes of speaking every day is more powerful than 10 years of silent understanding. When you speak, even if it is broken, even if it is slow, your brain and tongue start building a connection. That connection is what creates fluency, not talent. Some people say others speak English naturally. Let me tell you a truth. No one speaks naturally. They trained when no one was watching. They practiced when they were scared. They spoke when their voice was shaking. You only see the result, not the struggle behind it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Readiness comes after action, not before it. Speak to the mirror. Speak to the wall. Speak to yourself. Your tongue does not need an audience, it needs repetition. Every wrong sentence you speak is one step closer to the right one. Silence teaches you nothing. Speaking teaches you everything. Do not insult yourself by calling it a lack of talent. You are not weak. You are untrained. And training can begin today, right now, in the next 10 minutes. If you train your body for health, if you train your mind for success, then you can train your tongue for English. Don't need talent. You need courage to train. What many people tell me, I will start speaking English when I feel confident. And I always smile when I hear that, because confidence does not come first. Confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the reward. And before confidence arrives, something else must happen. Your tongue must learn. We blame our fear. We blame our shyness. We blame our past failures. But most of the time, the real problem is very simple. Your mind knows the words, but your tongue is not ready to deliver them. It feels heavy. It feels slow. It feels uncomfortable. And in that discomfort, we think, I am not confident. No. You are just untrained. Confidence is not magic. It is familiarity. When your tongue has repeated certain sounds, certain words, certain sentences again and again, it stops panicking. It starts moving automatically. And the moment your tongue stops fighting you, your confidence quietly walks in. Think about the first time you tried to do something difficult. Driving a car, riding a bicycle, speaking in front of people. Your hands were shaking, your heart was racing. But after practice, what happened? The same hands became steady. The same task became normal. English works the same way. The tongue must practice before the confidence appears. Many people wait for motivation. They wait for encouragement. They wait for the perfect environment. But your tongue does not need motivation. It needs movement. It needs repetition. Even if your voice is low, even if your sentence is broken, even if your pronunciation is not perfect, every time you speak, your tongue is learning. And every time your tongue learns, your confidence grows silently. Stop comparing yourself to fluent speakers. You are comparing someone's years of practice to your days of silence. That comparison will only steal your courage. Instead, focus on one thing, daily tongue movement. Read aloud. Repeat short sentences. Slow down your speech. Let your tongue feel the words. Let it make mistakes. Mistakes are not your enemy. Hesitation is. Do not wait to feel brave. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is speaking even when fear is present. Your tongue will shake in the beginning, and that is okay. Let it shake. Shaking means it is waking up after years of sleep. When you train your tongue, something powerful happens. Your voice becomes steady. Your thoughts flow faster. And suddenly, without announcing itself, confidence arrives. Not because you forced it, but because you earned it. Train the tongue, and confidence will follow. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is, I will speak when my English becomes perfect. And because of that one sentence, months turn into years and years turn into silence. Let me say this clearly from my heart. Perfection is not the requirement. Practice is. Speaking wrong is not the problem. Not speaking at all is the real danger. When you were learning to write, as a child, did you wait until your handwriting became beautiful? No. You wrote crooked letters, you made spelling mistakes. Your lines went up and down, but you wrote every day. And slowly, without pressure, improvement came. English speaking works exactly the same way. You cannot improve what you never use. People fear mistakes as if mistakes will define them forever. But mistakes are temporary. Silence becomes permanent if you let it. Every wrong sentence you speak is proof that you are trying. And trying is the only path to progress. The people who speak confidently today once spoke badly too. The only difference is that they did not stop. Daily speaking is more important than correct speaking. Even 5 minutes a day is powerful if it is honest. Speak while cooking. Speak while walking. Speak to yourself. Describe what you see. Describe what you feel. Your tongue does not need an exam. It needs exposure. The more you expose it to English, the less afraid it becomes. Many people understand English but cannot speak it. That understanding gives a false comfort. It makes you feel close to fluency, but you are still far from it. Speaking is a separate skill. You must train it separately. And training means repetition, not perfection. Do not wait for approval. Do not wait for someone to say, now you are good enough. The world does not give permission to grow. You take it. Speak even when your grammar is broken. Speak even when your pronunciation is unclear. Speak even when your voice shakes. These moments are not embarrassing, they are necessary. Some days you will feel progress. Some days you will feel stuck. That is normal. Grow. WTH is not a straight line. What matters is that you show up daily. One sentence today is better than silence today. 10 wrong sentences today are better than 0 perfect ones tomorrow. Stop judging yourself while you speak. Judgment freezes learning. Allow yourself to be a learner. Allow yourself to sound like a beginner. Because every fluent speaker you admire once sounded exactly where you are now. Speak wrong. Speak daily. And one day, without realizing it, you will start speaking right. What many people stop themselves from speaking because of one silent fear. My accent is not good. They feel embarrassed before even opening their mouth. They think their accent makes them sound less intelligent, less educated, less worthy of being heard. Let me tell you something important. Your accent is not your enemy. Your silence is. An accent is simply the sound of your journey. It carries your language, your culture, your experiences. Every person in the world who speaks English speaks it with an accent. There is no such thing as accent-free English. Some accents are just more familiar because we hear them more often. Familiarity is mistaken for superiority. And that is where the fear begins. Clarity matters. Confidence matters. But perfection does not. You do not need to sound like someone else to be understood. You need to speak slowly, clearly, and honestly. When you focus too much on hiding your accent, your mind becomes busy with fear instead of communication. And when fear takes control, your words disappear. I have seen people with strong accents speak powerfully, move rooms, and change minds. Why? Because they believed their message mattered more than their sound. And when you believe in your message, people listen. They don't count your pronunciation mistakes. They feel your intention. Your accent will improve naturally with time and practice. But if you wait for it to disappear before you speak, you will wait forever. Improvement follows usage. The more you speak, the more your tongue adjusts. The rhythm becomes smoother. The pauses become shorter. But this only happens when you allow yourself to be heard. Stop apologizing for how you sound. Stop shrinking your voice to fit someone else's idea of correct. English is a global language, not a borrowed one. It belongs to everyone who uses it, including you. Speak with your accent. Speak with courage. Let the world hear you. Thai people think fear is something big, something heavy, something that needs years to overcome. But fear survives only because we avoid it daily. And that is why a small decision taken every day has the power to defeat it. 10 minutes may sound insignificant, but when those 10 minutes are honest and focused, they can break years of hesitation. You don't need hours. You don't need a perfect routine. You need consistency. 10 minutes of speaking aloud. 10 minutes of repeating simple sentences, 10 minutes of letting your tongue move without pressure. That daily contact with English slowly teaches your mind that there's nothing to be afraid of. Fear grows in silence. Confidence grows in action. When you show up every day, even for a short time, fear starts losing its grip. The voice that once shook becomes steady. The pause that once felt painful becomes natural. And one day, you realize that the fear that controlled you for years no longer has power. Give English 10 minutes today. It will give you courage tomorrow. If you can feel pain, then you already know how to learn. Pain means you are alive. Pain means you have struggled, fallen, tried again, and carried weight that others may not see. And anyone who has felt pain has already developed the strongest tool for learning anything new. Resilience, learning. And English is not about intelligence. It is about patience with yourself. It is about standing in discomfort without running away. The same way pain teaches you endurance, English teaches you expression. Both demand that you stay, even when it feels hard. Many people give up not because they cannot learn, but because they do not want to feel uncomfortable. They don't want to sound weak. They don't want to feel slow. But growth has never been comfortable. Becoming stronger never felt easy in the beginning. If pain has already visited your life, then you already understand this truth. When you struggle to find words, when your sentence breaks, when your pronunciation feels wrong, that discomfort is not failure. That discomfort is training. It is proof that your brain is stretching, your tongue is adjusting, and your fear is being challenged. You have survived moments far more difficult than learning a language. You have stood back up when life tried to push you down. So do not tell yourself that English is too hard compared to what you have already endured. This is a step forward, not a burden. Use your pain as power. Let it remind you that you are capable of learning, capable of growing, capable of speaking. If you can feel pain, you can learn English.